Hey guys, this is a quick tutorial on how to show you how to use Guitar Pro for your tablet or your iPad. I think this should work for iPad. I'm doing it on a tablet. Alright, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to get out of here. I'm going to go to my email. So I will send you guys a file, and this is how you'll be able to download and bring your file into Guitar Pro. So I'll go over here, and my file is right here that I've sent to myself. So I'll click on here, and now I'll go here and click on it, and it'll give me the option to download. So I'll press download, and now it gives me the option to open it from here. This is one way that you can open it. I do open, and now it'll give me a choice. If you have another thing that can play these type of files, then you'll have a choice of which app to open it with. I'm going to press Guitar Pro, and now I can see this in here. Now there is another way that you can get this in here too. So I'm going to get out of here and demonstrate that to you. So what I can do is navigate over to where my Guitar Pro is, open Guitar Pro. Let's see, I'll get out. So I think when you open it, I think you'll see this page right here. So what I'm going to do is go on my device. No, no, back out of there. Back out one more time. Let's see. Click on this primary documents. So now I can go here and navigate to where my file is. And when I downloaded it from my email, it went to my downloads. So if I press here, and now I can see that this is the file that I downloaded. So I can press on here, and then it gives me the option to choose what I want to open this with. And now I'm back in here. Alrighty, so we're going to start at the top and just show you what each of these functions do. So if you go to the top, you'll notice on the left hand side it says 3 popular R&B progressions. That is the file that I downloaded and sent to myself. And then it says what type of instrument it is. And you'll notice that this is guitar, and you'll notice that with the guitar you can see down at the bottom, you can see the fretboard. If this was a piece for a keyboard, you would see a keyboard at the bottom. If this was for bass, then you would see a bass at the bottom. And you can choose like whether it's a 4-string or a 5-string or whatever. But in this case, it is a guitar, a 6-string guitar. So now, if you go over to your right, this first thing that I'm going to press here, and I'm going to press it a couple of times so that you could see what I'm pressing. So it brings up this window, and at the top here, you can transpose. That's a little pitchfork on the left there. So if I move this lever, now you can see it's going down in semitones or half steps, or up in semitones or half steps. It's half step or semitone is the same thing. So if you ever hear me say that, you'll know what I'm talking about. The only thing is it doesn't change the positions of the chords. The only way that this is useful is if you're doing bar chords, then you'll be able to raise it up or down, but you won't be able to see what chords you'll be playing. You'll have to transpose yourself. So anyway, the next function, if you go down where it says tracks, you'll notice that we have a clean guitar, and it says clean electric guitar. If you press the little arrow over on the right side, you have the option to change your instrument. So you can see that the check mark is on clean electric guitar. So you can either change that. In this case, I'm going to leave it the same. So what I'm going to do is just use my back arrow and back out. Or you can, I think you have to back out of there. But with this, you can either use your back button or you can press anywhere where the window is not, and then it'll get you out, if that makes sense. All right, so now we'll go one more over, and you see a little square box that says C7. And what this is you can see the chord box that it is. So it says what chord, and for guitar players, I'll tell you what all of these things mean. And in this program, this is only for the guitar players, so you won't be able to see this with the keyboards. I wish they had it updated so that you could see it with the keyboards. But with the guitars, you can click on the different chords, so you can see that this is on the 8th fret, and then you could see the fingering that you're supposed to be using. So 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and I'll discuss that more with my guitar players. But anyway, so that's that. You can either back out of here by pressing anywhere, or there. Oh, never mind that. So yeah, you could just press the back button or anywhere where the square is not on that. I'm still learning this, so you'll have to bear with me. All right, so if we go one more over to the what I call, it looks like the settings thing that on every device that you could possibly have, but I'll press it a couple of times so you can see what I'm pressing. So when you go in here, basically it's a lot of different settings. I don't think you should need to mess with anything in here. So I'm just going to go ahead, and you'll have to use your back button to get out of there. And then, so we'll go over to the next one, which is the 3 dots all the way over to the right. You press on there, and you can find out information about your, whatever your piece is that you have in here. I'll back out of there. And then you can also export this as a PDF. So if you wanted to print it out so that you could see it, so that you didn't have to look at your iPad, like if you're better at reading and you don't want to mess with your iPad or tablet, then you have that option to print it out. So that's everything for the top line. So let's go down to the bottom line. So over on the far left, you'll see a note, and that's a quarter note, and it says times 1.0. If you press on that, I'll press on it so you can see which one I'm pressing. So you'll see a little lever there, so you can move it to the right or left, and that speeds it up and slows it down. And it goes in increments of 10. I wish it went in increments of 5, but we'll make it work. So basically, you can slow this down to however slow you need to make things. All right, so now you can either do the back button or, oops, nope, don't do the back button. Whatever you do, don't do the back button. Let me open this back up. Let me see here. Go back here, download. Again, I'm still learning how to use this, so please bear with me. So anyway, the next button over is the loop function. So you can see what I'm pressing there. So basically, that lets you be able to loop what you're doing. So in order to loop something, I'm going to go up here. In order to loop it, all you have to do is press on whichever measure you want to loop. Just press down, and then it'll highlight the measure. And the reason why I chose this measure is because it's in between two things, and I want to show you something. If I want to push this measure out to the one on the right, then I'll grab this bottom one and spread it this way. And likewise, if I want to go to the left, then I'll grab this top one and spread it this way. So that's how that works. So you can loop one measure or however many measures you want. You can actually do partial measures too. So if you want to do a half measure, you can loop it. And the way that it works is you'll see that the notes are lined up right along the left and the right side. So there's no space. So if I push this over here, what happens is now there's a space in between my measure. So if I play it, now there's a space. So you see there's an extra space there. So in order to get that out of there, let me stop it. And now if I push this so that it is along the edge, now you'll see I have a perfect measure. So it loops in time. And I like that. That's the way that I like to loop things. I like to loop them in time. So anyway, that is the looping function. I'll go ahead and stop that. And if you want to get out of the loop, then all you have to do is press this little X down at the bottom, and then that gets rid of the loop. So now we'll go on to the next function. So I'll go ahead and press this. So that is the rewind button. So that rewinds you all the way to the top of your piece. And then this just plays it. So if I don't have a loop on, then it's just going to play through the whole thing. All right, so that's the play function. Take that back to the beginning. So now, if we go over to the right, and now we have this one, this just toggles your metronome off and on. So if I have that, it's not blue, there's no metronome, no click. So if I stop it, go back to the top of the piece, now I turn that on, and now I have a click. So if you want to practice with your click on, which I would suggest. So that's the click. So now if we go over to the right of that one and the very last one, this button right here toggles on. So if I start it, it just starts. But if I toggle this on and it's blue, now it's going to give me a count in. So if I do a loop here, so if I go like that, oops, didn't mean to do that. Let's just loop 2 measures. So now if I play it, it's going to give me a count in at the top. So that way you can make sure that you're ready for when it counts in. So anyway, I believe that that is all the major functions of this thing. For what you pay for it, less than $6, it's really, really worth the money. There's a few things that I would change about it. There's some pros and cons. The cons are you can't really save anything, but what I send you, you won't really need to save it anyway. And then the not being able to transpose, that, like really transpose, so that you can see the different fingerings. That kind of is a little bit of a con, but overall, for what you're paying for this, it's really worth the money. So hopefully this tutorial covers everything. And if you guys have any further questions, just hit me up and let me know, or I'll see you in the lesson and you can ask then. All right, have a great day, and I will talk to you guys later.